So Millie, you've kindly shared your journey with us since 2012, with the last video in 2016. So can you give us a bit of an update on what's happened since that time?
I've
College courses.
been to college, realised it's not for me, and then just established what I want to do, which is admin, reception. I was actually at a work placement.
She did the Kickstart scheme, didn't you?
Yeah. So I was at work, and that was good.
It was good. A few difficulties.
But nothing to do with FI, that was more.
Well, there was tiredness.
Yeah.
Tiredness.
Fatigue.
Me having to take you every day and pick you up because the funding was really delayed on transport to get you there. Luckily, it was only a 5-day because they did give me permission if she wanted to use the toilet, I could go and help her in the workplace. But that was another thing that you've got to consider, how many hours a day she's going to work. Anything else, Mills?
I've done business admin level 1. I'm currently doing a school traineeship and redoing my English and maths.
Back in 2016, you told us you were very hesitant about moving into a wheelchair. So where are you now with that?
I found it to be a lot easier when I'm in it. So it's better for me mentally not having to worry about stumbling, falling. But it was hard to accept, but I have accepted it now. But I am 20.
Yeah. I think that being the 20, we were always waiting for the maturity to kick in for her to accept it was going to be much easier in a wheelchair rather than have two of us try and walk her into places. And what she didn't actually get, people stared at her more with us walking her in than her in a wheelchair. So, but she had to get that in her own mind, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever rushing Millie on everything. Everything's in Millie's terms, so...
I won't do it.
No. Sure. So...
Is there any advice you would give to someone who's going through a similar decision and a similar process?
I would say just don't give up. There is a solution. Yeah.
What do you mean, don't give up, Mills?
Like, just don't think your life's over.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
No. No, one of the greatest things Millie said, even though Millie gets really low, one of the greatest things she said, she wouldn't actually change herself now to walk in because she is Millie and this is Millie and that's your life, isn't it? Nothing to be ashamed of, and that's how you are now. But you'd have never heard that at the age of 14.
I think if someone like put a spell on me, like you can walk, I'll be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And how has life changed since you've been in your wheelchair? Is there positives to being into it? Is life easier?
I think when I was about 18, I started thinking about my future properly, like an adult. And like, I don't want to live at home forever. And I'm going to have to do it. And obviously it's going to be adapted and wheelchairs and stuff. So if I get that ready, then I can move out. Bye.
I hope it happens. I have some reservations.
It will.
I'm really...
A few years.
I'm really ecstatic that Millie sees that as a future. I hope it's possible. That's all I can say. I never want to dampen anything of Millie's spirits. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I don't know, because I always used to think, but we've got nothing around here, because I've looked into it, whether there'd be some kind of, not a home, just like independent living. But with younger people as well, but there isn't nothing around here. That I could see, because I can see you've got to, I think you need to go from can't just go living on your own. You don't even know how to cook.
No.
You don't even know how to put a washing machine on.
I think if you weren't there, no offence,
Yeah.
if you weren't there, I'd have no choice. So I would do it. Like, I wouldn't starve.
No, you'd order a takeaway.
No, I wouldn't. I would cook if you weren't there. But you're there.
Okay.
Like, I drop my drink on the floor. I can reach it, but it's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But I could reach it. Probably fall out of bed in the process.
Right.
But I could reach it. But I'll ring you.
Okay. So you're living on your own and you fall out of bed in the process. What's happening then?
I get up.
Are you getting up? Because you can't do it now.
How do you know?
Because I know.
No,
I
you
look at
don't.
you every day. These are the arguments we have, sorry.
Well, you're obviously very close, yeah.
But we are like best friends as well. It's really hard. So we are, aren't we?
Yeah. I don't think of you as my mum. I think of you as my little sister.
Oh, thanks. No, it is hard. It's hard on both of us. It's hard on her having to ask me all the time. And then it's hard on me when I get frustrated because I'm tired and I don't want to
Especially
go.
when you're here.
When my hip, yeah. Like if something happens, you know, like if you just settle down on the sofa and then Millie wants a drink or Millie rings you for a drink or Millie wants a toilet or then Millie drops something or Millie feels a bit hungry or Millie just wants the quilt moving slightly or the pillows. You like, sometimes you do, just do. So.
And what do you do to get a break from one another as well?
She sleeps.
So tired.
I'll go to my dad's or out with my friends. Well, friend.
Yeah.
Or
There's still a lot of responsibility in there. I do worry.
that's your problem.
Yeah, I suppose it's my problem. And if she's at her dad's overnight, then I know there's completely a sort of his responsibility as such. I know then she's safe. But obviously if she's still out at 3 o'clock in the morning and there's no taxis about, then I'm obviously worrying. So, or she doesn't answer her phone, which is quite normal, but I see it as normal as in other parents have this as well. It's not an ataxia thing, it's just a teenage selfish thing where parents are actually at home worrying, but they're having a good time, so they don't really care. It's not it's, you know, that's just a standard girl, teen. I'm out having a good time. Let's not worry about mum at home.
In the past, you've both talked about your desire and hope that a cure would be found. It's 2022 and one isn't here yet. So how does that make you feel?
Well, I think COVID has had like a massive effect. Like, I don't think we've been able to even. In 2020, I was locked down. I weren't thinking about it. I was just in bed.
I think there'll be a cure, but for the next generation. It won't be for me.
I think there'll be a cure.
For yourself?
I do hope there's a cure.
For yourself? Or do you think for the future generation?
For the future.
And me. And I accept that. I'm at peace with that. I don't know about you, Mills. But yeah, I think when you first... Oh, no, that sounds really bad. I think when you first diagnosed, you are very much full of hope. But obviously we've had years to come to terms with this, and you literally do just come to terms with it, and you do every day the best you can, and that is all you can do. So, but I think for the future generation, definitely there'll be a cure, just not for Millie.
So thinking about things you like to do for fun, what's your social life like? What do you do for fun?
Normally go out for meals, out food. Friends, mum, dad, drive, shop.
What are the biggest obstacles to going out and doing those things?
I definitely have to make sure I've got my radar key.
Radar key. Straws in the back, because a lot of places won't give you straws, and sometimes the glasses are too heavy to pick up, so we always have straws in the back. Definite going to have a wee before she goes out anywhere, to at least allow her 4 hours. What else?
Mask.
No, mask.
I've got loads of things in the back of my chair, right?
Yeah, clothing.
I've got a mask charger.
She's always got a charger in the back, just in case her phone dies. Clothing, make sure she's warm. Sometimes we have to try to put extra footwear because her feet.
Thermal leggings.
Thermal leggings underneath a pair of jeans because her feet are numb and they are cold.
If there was like one thing that you could change to make going out more accessible, a bit easier, what would that be?
Pavements. Pavements. Well, we've got a lack of taxis in our neighbourhood.
Block pavements, like they're always blocked.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The drop.
Yeah, the drop curbs tend to always have a parked car in front of them, don't they?
Yeah.
Which drives us mad.
Both mad.
Yeah. Buildings are, I mean, our local restaurants and everything, they're okay, aren't they? I think it's just getting out onto the street.
Oh.
Bus, have you been on a bus before?
I have, and it's accessible.
Yeah, bus into
They have
back.
ramps,
You have ramps.
and taxis have ramps.
Yeah. Taxis, taxis are a bit of a hard one because sometimes the black cabs, they refuse her. Maybe
That's
because it's
just
just a short distance. Maybe it's too much effort to get the ramp out. And they have refused, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they have refused really late at night, which I said, if anybody taxi does that again, please take a photo of their number because I'll be reporting them. There's no reason to not, if you've got a ramp, you should be taking her home at 3 o'clock in the morning from a nightclub. But I think that's just laziness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it'd be much easier for somebody to jump in, then get the ramp out, wheel Millie in, strap her in to have a £5 fare.
What adaptations have you had to make to your house?
We've had a ramp for the entrance of the house. We've had a wet room. We've had some radiators took off for the wheelchair.
I took them off.
We had a couple taken off.
I ran into them.
We've had one took off because of the space of the corridor, but then we've had 2 taken off because Millie took them off with her wheelchair. She's got a closet. We're very lucky to have a closet. It's a toilet that you press and it washes and dries you. Just a couple of indoor ramps. But the wet room, that's the main thing. That's perfect.
And how important is that wet room?
Oh God, safety, yeah. Oh, the amount of times she fell in the shower was horrendous. Really bad, wasn't it? We had, like obviously children's services, occupational health, who advised everything that she felt we needed, health and safety. So then the council obviously grant you the funds. We had to put extra towards it, but that was only because of the nicer stuff. Millie's own bathroom, she didn't want it to look clinical. She didn't want the white tiles, she wanted a bit, so we just had to pay extra to upgrade because it's still a home at the end of the day. Yeah. We didn't want white clinical hospital tiles.
Don't want it to look like a hospital.
No, so we just paid extra to upgrade.
Yeah.
So talking about health and how ataxia impacts your mental health and physical health, what mental health implications have you found personally that coincide with ataxia?
I think in a way they sort of do come hand in hand. Like, if I don't know, Because I've got things in real life where if that was me, like physically, I'd just walk away. And I can't, so that affects my mental.
Yeah. For Millie, I think like with relationships and that, you wouldn't hang on so much if she was able-bodied. She'd just move on quicker.
I think it's like relying, having that person as well where like obviously takes you to the toilet and then they're just gone.
And do you have any coping mechanisms that you use? Any techniques?
GP?
What should you do?
Put you on tablets?
Yeah, probably get referred to the GP to get on antidepressant.
You did do a memory box. You did have that box when you were younger of things that you...
Like had my nan's cabin book.
You had things in that meant something to you. It was your happy box, wasn't it?
Birthday cards from when I was like younger.
It was a happy box that you could look at.
Yeah.
You had a pair of false eyelashes in there. You had stuff that would make you go, I'm happy now.
Yeah.
You had a happy box when you were younger. I'm talking 15. Since then, you have managed quite well. But Millie was very aware that she wanted something to help her lift her mood and said she wanted to contact the GP, didn't you?
Yeah.
And when you've had really low evenings, what have you don't mind me saying this, do you?
No.
When she's had really low evenings, she's informed me the next morning that she's even emailed Samaritans to just get some advice or just to reach out at that moment in time rather than do anything harmful.
How do your PT sessions help and benefit you?
Like, just my core. Work on my core most of the time. Like I was saying, I do sit-ups. So, like, I sit up, like, when I'm in bed, I'm like this all over the place, wobbling. But she just like, I do sit-ups. She holds my legs and she makes me try and sit up. And even if I don't do that, it just helps, like, control my muscles, like, to lower myself back.
Yeah, you even do it in bed, don't you? You even do your leg stretches and try and hold your legs up.
Yeah.
Even if she's lying in bed, she tries to just hold them there in a position so they're up and then lower them back down, not drop them back down. Because with ataxia, everything's a bit quick.
So I have to try and control everything.
Yeah.
So you were diagnosed with ataxia when you were 8 and you're now 20. So you've lived with ataxia for the last 12 years. What advice or what would you like to have said to an 8-year-old Millie who has just found out she's got ataxia?
Don't give up. There's a future ahead. It might not be what you originally wanted, but it will be good and successful.
Yeah, try not to be frightened. Always speak to your mum or the nurses or the doctors.
Reach out to everyone.
Yeah, even if you've got questions that might sound silly, just ask them.
Yeah.
And for you, Ellen, what would you say to a new parent who's just been told their child has been diagnosed with FA?
Try and get in contact with other parents alike. Don't Google the symptoms, because I did exactly that and it was devastating and people had to pick me off the floor. I didn't want to carry on any longer. I'm not going to cry. I didn't see a future for Millie. I didn't see the wedding, didn't see the boyfriends, didn't see anything, didn't see the nightclubs, didn't see anything. It's Millie that's taught me now that life's okay, you know what I mean? I think I grieved all the things that I knew she weren't going to be able to do. But I would say definitely reach out to people that know.